Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. Gash, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. Gash Group also provides the best security company, Gash Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. Gash Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact Gash on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at Gash Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, Gash.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juróom benn ati cafka bu dul dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche pour gagner motorbike dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4 TV fridge freezer, gas cooker, bicycle wala mobile phone. dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen si biir enveloppe binda si sa tur ak sa téléphone number. mun ngeen ko yóbbu si bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege. pour xam bi si raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page. Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
TAF Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply, with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
It's a warm welcome to our studio here in Serekunda. This is Star TV News with Momodu Baila Bari. In the headlines tonight, expel GDC NAMs detailed reasons for sackings. Gunjur and Golden Lead fishmeal factory in court again. Gambians reacts to rejection of Barrow's 11.1 million cash gift to the Scorpions. The Ministry of Sports this afternoon convened a press conference aimed at providing clarifications. On the international scene, DR Congo Eastern conflict, dozens of military fighters surrender. Brazil land rights bill, indigenous protests suspend Congress. Iran first President-elect Raisi sets out his priorities. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. Two expelled GDC National Assembly members have been detailing some of the reasons they believe are responsible for their unceremonious exit from the party. Details in this report by Modu Elbaji.
The Gambia Democratic Congress (GDC) has broken ranks with 2 of its sponsored legislators. GDC earlier this week gave Salif Jawo and Keba Jallo their marching orders. There were reports that GDC's actions were precipitated by the duo's refusal to toe party leader Mama Kande's line during the legislative debates on local government amendment bill. The GDC spokesperson Omar Cisse was quoted as saying that the party were conducting themselves in manners that were in contravention of party principles. And Legislator Jawo and Jallo said they were not blindsided by their former party's decision to part ways. The two GDC NAMs addressed journalists at the National Assembly in Banjul, where they launched verbal salvo at Mama Kandeh, describing him as dictatorial and egocentric. Salifu Jawo told reporters that Mama Kandeh is more preoccupied with self-aggrandizement than national interest. He claimed that Kandeh has accused them of showing loyalty to President Barrow, hence their expulsion from the GDC. Jawo explained how he felt upon learning of his expulsion. The expelled legislators have now joined the NPP, and according to Keba Jallo, they already had broad consultations with their people before switching allegiance to the NPP. Their move to the NPP, he said, was enthusiastically received by their constituents because it is all geared towards national development. Honorable Jallo, however, said his people were disappointed by the GDC's decision to send them packing. The GDC's public relations officer, Omar Cisse, dismissed as unfounded claims Mama Kandeh is a dictator.
I think this is clearly manifested, whether the GDC party has the interest of the nation or it's an individual interest. I, for one, I am that person who is totally against dictatorship. I am that person who is against one man ruling. I am that person who is against somebody dictating whatsoever should happen within an organization. Considering GDC as an institution, I can tell you, there is not even once either asking honorable members or any member of the party, this you must do. That has never happened. So I can confirm this to you. Sometimes we have decisions that are taken by the party, the GDC party leader is not even aware. This is normally carried out by the GDC executive members in the absence of the GDC party leader. And they are witness to this. They appeared in so many meetings where a decision is taken by the central executive and the GDC party leader is not in attendance. And obviously that decision will be carried out and implemented. So if they are saying that the GDC party leader is a dictator or is directing or is influencing the decision that they have to undertake within the assembly or outside the assembly, I am not taking that as something serious. It's a mere allegation.
Cisse maintained that the departure of the two legislators from GDC will not affect the party's prospects. For Star TV, I am Modu Elbaji.
The community of Gunjur and Golden Lead have yet another legal matter to settle following the filing of an injunction against the fish meal factory. This is the latest legal conundrum that the coastal community and Golden Lead factory have been immersed in. But the information gathered this morning by Star TV is anything to go by. The matter may be settled before October. Awasane with more details in this report.
There appears to be an end in sight to the friction over land between Gunjur women vegetable growers and Golden Lead fish meal factory. The matter is now a subject of litigation at the High Court following the filing of an injunction, thereby lawyer Lamin J. Dabo seeking for a halt to Golden Lead factory's expansion plan. The women vegetable gardeners in Gunjur are up in arms against the fish meal factory after it reportedly attempted to expand its operations in the fishing community. The expansion drive will require more land, and this translates into encroachment on the vegetable gardens. The Gunjur women fear devastations to livelihoods if Golden Lead is allowed to expand. Lawyer for the community Lamin J. Dabo consequently went to the High Court where he applied for an injunction. However, at the injunction hearing recently, the lawyer for Golden Lead stated in court that his clients are not interested in the property where vegetable gardens are situated. Golden Lead's lawyer Lamin S. Kamara said his clients are not interested in buying the property and will not expand into it. As a result, lawyer Lamin J. Dabo moved an application for injunction, which was not opposed by Golden Lead's lawyer. The application for injunction was granted. Meanwhile, lawyers for Gunjur and Golden Lead factory will return to the High Court on 28 October for the continuation of the proceedings into the substantive process that Golden Lead was served with. Lawyer Lamin J. Dabo told Star TV on Wednesday that if in the interim the matter can be negotiated and settled, then there would be no need for the injunction hearing. Barrister Dabo said there is a real possibility that the matter would be settled. Meanwhile, this is one of some of the cases that pitch Gunjur against Golden Lead in legal battle. It would be recalled that some members of the community were in 2017 rounded up by the police and some subsequently tried in court for allegedly vandalizing Golden Lead Factory's pipeline. The youth claimed the pipes were spewing toxic waste into the sea, claims denied by Golden Lead. Reporting for Star TV News, I am Awasane.
Gambians have been reacting to the rejection of the 11.1 million cash incentive that President Adama Barrow extended to the senior national team. More in this report by Omar Job.
Officials of the Gambia Football Federation were at the presidency on Monday to receive $11.1 million that President Adama Barrow rewarded the Scorpions for their first ever qualification for AFCONs. However, players of the national team refused to go to the State House, apparently in protest, saying the cash earmarked for them was insignificant. The issue has created social media storm, and multitudes of Gambians have taken to the airwaves to vent their feelings over the development. As the matter continues to generate public discourse, Star TV sought opinions, and first off was the head coach of Superstars Academy, Ibrahim Abba. Bass said the best option for the players was to negotiate than boycotting the meeting with the president. To Ba, the players could have shown some respect to the head of state.
I don't think it was right for players to turn down the president's offer. There is no doubt that we are not as financially endowed like other countries, and $11 million is not much for professional players. But if that's what the president can offer, then that's it.
Fofana believes that the action of the players was demeaning to the president. When asked whether it was right for the Scorpions to turn down the president's offer, Ibo Town resident George replied, Sidu Sambo of Kanifing Estate could not make any sense of the rejection. The rejection of the presidential offer, meantime, continues to generate debate. For Star TV, I am Omar Job.
Still to sports, the Ministry of Sports this afternoon convened a press conference aimed at providing clarifications. Let's take a listen.
We believe as a ministry that we owe it to the general public and to all football lovers specifically to clarify certain things with regards to the recent occurrence in the country in terms of our football and our sports, specifically having to deal with the much talked about reward or bonus that was meant for the senior national team, whose presentation was done on Monday. Now, to start with, the event that happened on Monday at the State House, I know the papers reported it as State House or President inviting players. Well, that might be correct. But the event, we want to clarify that is purely a Ministry of Youth and Sports affair, because we are the ones that thought about planning something originally for the under-20 and for our volleyball national team. We all know the under-20 went to Mauritania and won third place with a bronze. Before when they came back from Senegal, they were taken to the State House and there was a presentation of $2 million. So we wanted to do the same thing this time around. But also the volleyball team went to Nigeria and they also came out third place with a bronze medal. I had a meeting here with them and we thought that we were going to organize that event with them. So we got the money as well, 11.1 million for the national team. And that is why on the news, the presentation says it's about 14.1 million, because 11.1 million was for the senior team, 2.5 was for the under-20, and 500,000 was for the volleyball team that went to Nigeria. That was the event that was organized, and we requested that the president, by virtue of him being the chief patron of the FA, and of course the head of state, we gave him the honor to make that presentation. And he agreed. And the agreement was because he also wanted to take the opportunity to express his thanks to the players of both the teams that I've mentioned here for doing Gambia great in going to international competitions and coming out with those medals, and for our senior team for qualifying. It's no secret that the president called the national team on the day that they defeated Angola at the stadium. And he also took that opportunity to address the nation through the media. But this was supposed to be the first time, because of course at the time he was on his annual leave in Mankamankunda and he couldn't have met them. So he thought this was an opportunity to meet the team and congratulate them, thank them for all the good work that they have done in qualifying Gambia for the first time. So that was the event that we held at the State House. The under-20 came, the volleyball team came, but like reported on the media, the national team did not turn up. And of course, we were notified that morning on Monday that through the GFF, that the national team have decided not to come to the State House. Well, it was said for the meeting of the president, like I said, accurate, but they were invited for that presentation, and that's what they did not come to do. And the reason of not coming, as indicated on their letter, which again, the letter wasn't signed, but the fact that we received it from the Gambia Football Federation, we take it that it is an authentic letter, that they believe that the amount of money that was being given to them wasn't adequate enough, or it was not motivational enough for them as a team. And there has been on the public. We want to clarify as a ministry that we are committed to the issue of football, we are committed to work with the national team, and we appreciate the efforts that the national team have done over the last 1.5, about 2 years in qualifying Gambia for the AFCON. And that will remain in the record, that will remain in history, that this current national team is the one that qualified us to go to AFCON for the first time. But we also want to clarify that the bonus that is being talked about is not related to the bonus, the matches. Because we've seen sometimes maybe people did not understand, maybe it's about not understanding the football regulations. When teams go to play, they have their allowances, their appearance allowance, or their camping allowance. These are things managed by the GFF. Now, and we provide the funds. The ministry, the government provide the funds for it. They submit budget, and we work according to their budget. And each player who appears at every game, whether you play or you don't play, is paid an appearance allowance, or they call it a camping allowance. And if they win, they are paid an additional amount as bonuses for winning the games. If they draw, they're paid half of the amount that is calculated in full as a winning bonus. And government and the ministry and the GFF did not owe the boys any of these games. All the games that they've played, as far as we are concerned, those monies have been paid, transferred from government to GFF, and they pay them in full in all the games. So we don't owe the players anything, we don't owe them allowances, we don't owe them their rightful privileges or implied contractual arrangements that they have between themselves and the GFF. What we were presenting, or presented at the State House, was kind of a reward, a thank you, a token of appreciation for the team qualifying for the AFCON.
And those were the local stories. We'll be back with the international news after the short break.
Gambia, Angola, China Holding, GASH, producers of the finest tomato paste in the Gambia. Jaja tomato paste, available in 5 kilos, 1 kilo and in sachets. For wholesale and retail, visit our factory at Banjulunding. We are also producers of Jaja mineral water, cool, clear and fresh. GASH, Gambia, Angola, China Holding, with headquarters at Fatu Golden Plaza, Mile 7, Bertel Harding Highway. GASH Group also provides the best security company, GASH Security, for your offices, warehouses, homes and personal property. GASH Group for all your construction projects, offering you quality water reticulation for your gardens, pump irrigation, tidal irrigation projects and all types of buildings. You can contact GASH on 396-7894, 700-8993, 373-0259. Visit us at GASH Global Group on Battle Harden Highway, Fatu Golden Plaza. Our website www.gashglobal.com. Gambia, Angola, China Holding, GASH.
Sophie Milk ñu ngi fété juroom benn ati cafka bu dut dañ ñoo leen indil Jalika full cream milk powder neex saf sàpp te bari cafka pour di leen jërëjëfati si ni ngeen defee Sophie Milk seen favorite milk brand. Léegi mun ngeen a jëfandikoo empty Jalika milk sachets wala carton pour gagner ay xéewal yu riche. Pour gagner motorbike, dajaleel fukk ak juróomi empty carton yi Jalika milk. Pour gagner yeneen xéewal yu mel ni PlayStation 4, TV, fridge freezer gas cooker bicycle wala mobile phone dajalal fukk ak juróomi empty Jalika milk sachets def leen ci biir enveloppe binda ci sa tur ak sa téléphone number mën ngeen ko yóbbu ci bépp Jalika milk agent bu leen gën a jege pour xam bi ci raful yi dem leen Jalika milk Facebook page Jalika milk mooy meew bu ees bu leen so fi indil gën a neex saf sàpp te riche.
CAF Africa Global is the first and biggest private estate developer in the Gambia and present in 7 other African countries. We take pride in leading innovation in all spheres of real estate sector in the Gambia and beyond. As such, we are launching the development of the first smart and modern office and retail towers in the Gambia called TAF Twins. The TAF Twins is located in the heart of the Kanifing institutional area and 10 minutes drive away from Banjul. TAF Twins is designed to have 5 floors of office spaces ranging from 50 square meters to over 1,000 square meters with 2 elevators, central air conditioning, 24 hours electricity and water supply with the ground floor reserved for banking, supermarket, restaurant and coffee shop. For your bookings and reservations, please call now on 376-2333 or 776-2333. Thank you.
And now beyond our borders, dozens of militia fighters in the Democratic Republic of Congo have laid down their weapons and surrendered to the authorities. They are the first to do so since President Felix Tshisekedi announced a state of siege last month to stop escalating violence in 2 eastern provinces. Al Jazeera's Victoria Gattenby reports.
Armed fighters in the Democratic Republic of Congo's North Kivu province take part in a ceremony following their surrender to government forces. Around 70 weapons, mostly rifles, were also handed in.
Our work in the rebellion was to steal and destroy the peace among the people. This is why we, the leaders of the bush troops, decided to leave the bush, to bring our children out of the bush to embrace a better life.
The provinces of North Kivu and Ituri in the east of DRC were placed under military rule last month to stop escalating violence between armed groups. President Felix Tshisekedi put the army and police in charge of administrative, court and policing affairs, and 2 generals were appointed as governors, replacing those who were elected.
Le nettoyage de Masisi est vraiment effectif.
The cleanup operation is already effective with several villages recovered. We will continue to hunt down these armed groups wherever they go.
Violence has plagued these eastern provinces for years, with more than 100 armed groups operating in the dense forests. And attacks on civilians has surged recently, killing thousands of Congolese and displacing more than 5 million. So many support the president's actions.
I feel very happy, really happy to see our cousins, our brothers and uncles who were once fighters surrender. Since the military governor has been in office, we see that the activism of the armed groups is on the decline, and now they are starting to surrender without gunfire.
President Tshisekedi says his decision to impose the so-called state of siege was prompted by the suffering of those living in North Kivu and Ituri. Critics warn the security forces could easily abuse their mandate, but supporters say military rule is already making a difference. Victoria Gatenby, Al Jazeera.
Indigenous protesters and police have clashed outside Brazil's Congress building, suspending a session inside. Brazil's security forces have fired stun grenades, tear gas and pepper spray against indigenous protesters who were marching to the Congress building. Al Jazeera's Monica reports from Rio de Janeiro in Brazil.
It started as a peaceful protest to stop a controversial bill, one that will open protected indigenous lands to commercial farming and mining. But it ended in a battle in the heart of Brazil's capital. Security forces fired stun grenades, tear gas and pepper spray against indigenous protesters who were marching to the Congress building. Several demonstrators were injured and hospitalized. while 3 policemen were also wounded by indigenous arrows.
But the use of police force was disproportionate. 11 indigenous protesters were hit by rubber bullets. Some of our elders fell during the stampede and some of our women fainted.
The smoke and tear gas entered the Congress building, forcing legislators out. 4 congressmen who defend the indigenous cause negotiated with security forces and escorted the protesters away. They said the voting would resume on Wednesday.
There's a lot of pressure from agricultural businessmen who want to cut down our forest and who have the support of President Bolsonaro. The bill would also allow the government to reduce indigenous territories, which have already been demarcated, and can stop us from claiming more lands.
The battle is far from over. Several hundred indigenous leaders continue to camp outside of Congress because they say they're fighting for their survival and they're running out of time. Monica Yanakiev, Al Jazeera, Rio de Janeiro.
Iran's president-elect says he will put the needs of his people first. Former Chief Justice Ibrahim Raisi secured victory during the weekend in an election with an historic low turnout. Raisi has used his first speech to the nation to set the tone for the next 4 years and indicated how he plans to fix the economy and to interact with foreign powers. Al Jazeera's Mohammed reports from Iranian capital, Tehran.
A warm welcome for Iran's 8th president-elect in his hometown of Mashhad at the Imam Reza Shrine. Crowds had gathered to hear what their newly elected leader, Ebrahim Raisi, had to say on the issues that affect them. Raisi spoke for a little more than 30 minutes, and most of it was religious in nature, but he did have a message for the people of Iran.
In domestic politics, domestic policy and foreign policy, the focus should be on the dignity of this nation, and the focus should be on the fact that in any negotiations, the dignity of this nation should not be hurt. In our domestic policies, in foreign policies, in the kind of interactions that we're going to have with any countries in the world, the focus is the protection of the dignity and the prestige of the Iranian nation.
This was Raisi's first address to the nation. Although it was short on specifics, he had made promises to address the problems facing Iran. He said his administration will focus on justice, respect, and dignity to improve life for Iranians. He also promised to ensure mass vaccinations against COVID-19 as soon as he takes office. Earlier on Tuesday, the current government of President Hassan Rouhani responded to comments made by U.S. officials who called Friday's presidential election manufactured and neither free nor fair.
From a political point of view, we consider the statement as an example of interference in Iran's internal affairs and against the international law. We condemn it. The US government is not in a position to comment on the electoral process in Iran or any other country.
48% of eligible voters participated in the presidential election, which officials consider a respectable turnout. Despite that figure being the lowest ever for a presidential vote, Ebrahim Raisi managed to get nearly 18 million votes. While President-elect will take office in early August, it's clear the challenges he faces will be many. He's already made large sweeping promises, including fighting corruption, improving the country's economy, and maintaining Iran's best interests in negotiations with the West. But it's not clear yet if he will be able to deliver on his promises. Dorsa Jabari, Al Jazeera, Tehran.
And before we end the news, a quick recap of our main headlines. GDC NAMS detailed reasons for sackings. Gunjur and Golden Lead fishmeal factory in court again. Gambians reacts to rejection of Barrow's 11.1 million cash gift to the Scorpions. The Ministry of Sports this afternoon convened a press conference aimed at providing clarifications. On the international scene, DR Congo Eastern conflict, dozens of military fighters surrender. Brazil land rights bill, indigenous protests suspend Congress. Iran first president-elect Raisi sets out his priorities. Well, that's all for this edition of the news. Do join us tomorrow for more news. Please stay tuned and enjoy the rest of our programs. Until then, have a very good night.